When you think of global icons today, one name that always shines bright is Priyanka Chopra Jonas. From winning the Miss World crown in 2000 to becoming one of the few true crossover stars from Bollywood to Hollywood, Priyanka's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. But even for someone as versatile and talented as her, there are moments in life that stand out, moments that shape destiny. Recently, Priyanka shared that the movie Kaminey was one such moment. In her words, it wasn't just another film, it was the turning point of her career. Now, let's rewind a little. Before Kaminey released in 2009, Priyanka had already made a solid name for herself in Bollywood. She had wowed audiences with films like Andaz, Aitraz, Fashion, and Dawn. She was admired for her glamorous presence, her acting chops, and her ability to adapt to all kinds of roles. But Kaminey, directed by the brilliant Vishal Bhardwaj, gave her career a whole new dimension. It challenged her as an actor, it redefined her image, and it ultimately set her on a path where she could take on projects that were riskier, edgier, and more rewarding. Kaminey wasn't your regular Bollywood love story or masala entertainer. It was gritty, raw, and layered with complexities that audiences weren't always used to seeing in mainstream cinema back then. Shahid Kapoor played double roles in the film, and Priyanka Chopra stepped into the character of Sweety, a strong, fierce Marathi girl who defied the typical Bollywood heroine stereotype. She wasn't just there for the glamour or the songs. Sweety was central to the story. Her character was emotional, fiery, deeply human, and at times, even unpredictable. Priyanka has often said that playing Sweety was a huge challenge. The language, the accent, the body language, all of it required preparation. But she didn't just prepare, she transformed. Her performance was so authentic that people stopped seeing Priyanka the glamorous star and started recognizing Priyanka the serious actor. And for her, that shift was monumental. The reception was incredible. Critics praised her, audiences loved her, and suddenly, Priyanka was no longer just another leading lady. She was one of the best in her generation. Looking back, she admits that the film gave her the credibility to experiment with her career. Without Kaminey, she says, she may not have found the courage to take on roles like Jilmil and Barfi, or even step into international projects later on. Think about it. When an actor reaches that turning point, it's almost like a door opens. Before it, they're walking a certain path, but once the door opens, a whole new world of opportunities becomes visible. That's what Kaminey did for Priyanka. It validated her as someone who could deliver layered performances in unconventional stories, not just someone who could dance around trees or play the glamorous heroine. Now, let's place this in context. Bollywood around 2008 to 2009 was still largely dominated by big-budget films with predictable storylines. It was the age of box office blockbusters, item numbers, and formula romances. But parallel cinema, edgier, grittier storytelling, was slowly making its way into the mainstream. Vishal Bhardwaj, known for his Shakespearean adaptations and unconventional narratives, was at the heart of this change. And Priyanka, by taking on Kaminey, positioned herself as an actor who wasn't afraid to step out of her comfort zone and join that change. Her risk paid off beautifully. Sweety became an iconic character. Audiences still remember her fiery lines, her dramatic moments, and her undeniable presence. Priyanka once recalled that she had to shoot some intense scenes in the heat, wearing a sari, running through crowded lanes, and while it was physically exhausting, it was also creatively fulfilling. For the first time, she felt the industry and audiences saw her as an actor first, star second. What's fascinating is that Kaminey also had a ripple effect on her future choices. After that, she went on to star in Seven Kun Maaf, another Vishal Bhardwaj film, where she played a complex character who marries and murders multiple husbands. It was dark, unconventional, and not a commercial blockbuster, but Priyanka was widely respected for taking on such a role. Would she have taken that chance if Kaminey hadn't proved her acting credibility? Perhaps not. And let's not forget, Priyanka won the National Award for Fashion in 2008, just a year before Kaminey. While fashion showed her ability to lead a film and deliver a powerful performance, it was still rooted in the glamorous side of the industry. Kaminey, on the other hand, stripped away that glamour and showed her raw side. Together, those two films back-to-back marked the beginning of a new Priyanka Chopra, one who could do it all. Her global journey, too, has roots in these choices. When Hollywood came calling, Priyanka was ready. She wasn't just another Bollywood beauty trying to break into the West. She was a powerhouse performer with a resume full of bold, memorable roles. Casting directors abroad could see her range because films like Kaminey had already proven it. When she eventually starred in Quantico and later movies like Baywatch and The Matrix Resurrections, people understood that she wasn't limited by boundaries. She could adapt, transform, and excel anywhere. Priyanka's honesty in admitting that Kaminey was her turning point is refreshing. Often, actors downplay the importance of specific roles or say that every film matters equally. But the truth is, there are always certain milestones that shape a career more than others. For Priyanka, Kaminey was that milestone. It wasn't the biggest hit of her career, but it was the film that redefined her trajectory. Fans, of course, have been celebrating this revelation. Social media has been buzzing with nostalgic posts, old clips from the film, and discussions about how Priyanka's Sweety remains one of her best performances. Many fans say it's their favorite Priyanka role because it showed her in such a different light. Others have pointed out how Kaminey was ahead of its time and how its cult status today owes much to the actor's dedication, especially Priyanka's. And when you look at Priyanka today, a UNICEF ambassador, a global actress, a singer, an entrepreneur, and a role model, you can trace so much of that confidence back to those defining choices she made in the late 2000s. She dared to be different. She dared to go against the grain. And because of that, she carved a path that very few Indian actors have successfully walked. So, as we reflect on Priyanka Chopra Jonas's journey, it's clear that Kaminey was not just a turning point in her career, it was a turning point in Indian cinema's perception of her. From a glamorous star to a fearless actor, from Bollywood's leading lady to Hollywood's crossover queen, Priyanka's story continues to inspire. And it reminds us that sometimes it takes just one role, one film, one decision to change everything. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway for her fans and aspiring actors everywhere. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to choose the unconventional path. Because you never know, that one choice might just be the turning point that defines your destiny.